one of the more lovable and memorable entries into the series has been, and always will be, Final Fantasy VIII. For years now, fans of the series have regarded 8 as the be-all, end-all of the Final Fantasy series, and for others, Final Fantasy VIII has recruited most of the now seasoned veterans back when it was still the pinnacle of the series. But looking back, was Final Fantasy VIII actually as good as everybody said it was? Final Fantasy VIII was the turning point in the series, as it was one of the main innovators of the series that started a trend of futuristic settings and a plot more focused on the emotions of the characters, as well as a romance. These changes, of course, were also present in its previous entry, Final Fantasy VII, but 8 certainly took the extra mile by using these elements as fodder for the heartfelt-driven story in Final Fantasy VIII. The plot revolves around Squall, an introverted, young, and brooding individual who starts off immensely cold towards everybody he comes across. Squall is a 17-year-old student attending a military-esque academy called Garden, which is designed for teaching people how to become warriors and fight against sorceresses, the world's most feared and deadliest enemy within the history of the game. While the story drives forward and Squall rises up the ranks in his class, the plot delves deeper into a crisis about saving the world from an evil sorceress bent on bringing ruination to the universe. Although the plot seems wholly built upon the spirit of a Final Fantasy game, the game consists of odd plot holes all around, ranging from the decisions that the heroes make, to the technological prowess of some of the devices in this world, to the motivations and personalities of the main characters. And although the game is charming at times, you'll oftentimes question the integrity and seriousness of the saviors of the universe. Though the story progresses nicely and sheds enough light on a good metamorphosis of Squall's character, the game's narrative is sometimes littered with ridiculous high school type hijinks as it explores the non-military type lifestyle of the Garden and its inhabitants. But regardless, you'll always find yourself squaring back into trying to save the world. Mixed in with a little bit of the classic, as well as some of the new choices, the gameplay is nothing short of your formulaic Final Fantasy. It can be tough at times, and you'll find certain enemies or bosses requiring a nice set of powerful magic in order to gain the advantage. But unfortunately, that's all that the game boils down to. Aside from that, you'll find your basic physical attacks more than enough to hack it through 80% of the game. And although summons are present just as in previous entries, they normally serve no purpose as your character's regular damage output heavily outweighs that of your Guardian forces. The customization of your characters is governed by the entirely new junction system, a process in which your individual attributes for your character only increases by linking it up with a certain type and quantity of a magic spell. Of course, through this method, learning new magic spells becomes a lot like looting and collecting regular items. You won't find yourself spending too much time drawing or refining magic so long as you know all the tricks available to you, but you certainly can't get by the next level of the game without having to spend a few minutes to at least an hour collecting new spells to upgrade your heroes with. Many fans of the game weren't particularly fond of this new growth system, but at the same time, many of them weren't very hateful of it either. It was just sort of in the middle. As this was an entirely new and foreign experience, that was a bit annoying, yet ultimately harmless. The only drawback to the junction system was merely the fact that half of your characters became entirely useless, as Squall and Zell were the strongest in terms of melee damage, and Rinoa was useful with her unique set of limit breaks. Not only that, but the other heroes became nothing but blank slates, as you could simply trade magic sets with them, rendering individual customization practically dead. Not much else can be said about the PlayStation 1 Classic. Nothing except for the graphics and the amazing soundtrack. Final Fantasy VIII was most definitely an upgrade from the look of Final Fantasy VII, as illustrated by the looks of the towns and dungeons. But what is most memorable and enjoyable to many of the fans of Final Fantasy VIII was the astounding soundtrack composed by Nobuo Uematsu. It is with these tracks that give life to some of the places you'll visit in the world of FF8, and certainly make you feel as if you're home, or lurking through a mysterious dark cavern with God knows what at the end. In retrospect, a lot of things can be said about Final Fantasy VIII. A lot of good things, as well as a lot of bad things. The game has certainly aged well, as it is still remembered fondly by many and is still being updated and sold through PSN and Steam. Yet every now and then, you'll find the occasional fan or two who didn't find the game all that enjoyable. Players might be driven to continue thanks to the epic tale of fighting sorceresses and the engaging, heartfelt love between Squall and Rinoa. However, players might also find themselves turning the game console off altogether when witnessing the horrid plot holes and flow of everything else in the narrative, as well as the gameplay and junction system, which left just a little something to be desired. And of course, the rest of the Final Fantasy fanbase just might be appalled by all these things put together. Overall, Final Fantasy VIII's score is totaled in at 3.5 chocobos out of 5. Wait, what? This shitty rating system again? What the fuck?